Shalom, 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 shalom. Out there to the hopefully elect of Israel. First off, I want to start off and give all honors and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Badash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us his truth and who rule well, peace, and safety and salutations at to you sincere and you hopefully elect scattered abroad across the four winds of this earth. All right, I'm your fellow servant, Malaakia. All right, coming in with another lesson today. Quick lesson. All right, going into this video that I have here with this guy here, okay, Neil McCoy Ward. This is that's his YouTube handle, and the title, okay, his title it says it's not just one country anymore, it's growing, okay, and the things that is growing right now, okay, are the conflicts, okay, the uproars of the people, the civil wars, okay, we're seeing this, okay, we're seeing it happening all across the four corners of the earth, okay, and over there in the on the east, over there, you see a lot of it, okay, and it's going to make its way over here into America, Babylon the Great. We're already starting to see the signs. Okay, you're seeing the people, what's that? The No Kings rally protests, and look, it's going to get to the point to where those different protests of what these people are going to, okay, it's going to increase. It's going to increase in violence, okay, because the people are already at the stage of being angry. I seen on the post, but it was going into the different stages, okay, before conflicts. And I remember the third one, it got to anger. And I think the next one was full on violence. Okay. And this is where the world is already in on the other side of the earth. Okay. In a point of violence. People are dying. People are getting killed. People are getting shot at, you know. So that's getting ready to make its way to the shores of America. Okay. For all you unbelievers, man. It's coming. The civil wars, people having dreams, visions, okay, of how people just fucking had all chaos of people fighting in the streets, shooting each other. This is what's getting ready to come to the shores of America, man. And you can see it, man. Okay. And really, when you look at a lot of these different protests too, it's by these Gen Zers, all right? This last generation, man. The ones who came up from 1990, what, six? I probably say a little bit up. Nah, I can't say 96. Because that was my childhood. So the ones who came probably like that 99, 98, 99, 2000 range. Those are I can consider those to be Gen Z because they came into the age of technology. They came into the age of a new way of thinking. Okay. So their minds was already distorted. Okay. Esau Edom, all right, had them believing a whole dream. Okay, but that whole dream is falling. Here it is. You got people that went to school. They was good. Okay, they ended up getting what all A's, B's, honor roll, going, making them way up to college. They get college degrees, probably graduating honors, getting their master's degree, and now when they get out, they can't get a job. They can't afford rent. Come on, man. These younger generations, all right, they get ready to take this shit to the streets, man. You hear them complaining online, talking about, man, I wish I was back. In another generation, I said, how they say, how come we did all this work, okay, but now after we get to the point of where we need to come take care of ourselves, we can't. Anger is here. We're getting to the point of violence, man. Okay, and you seeing it. It's happening across the four corners of the earth, man. You got it out there in Nepal, Mexico, Bangladesh, Kenya, shit, Brazil. I know a point in Cameroon, the Philippines. Come on, it's many more, man. Many more that's I said Mexico. Mexico, man. That's just the recent one. Come on, man. So let me go ahead and get into this video and Lord willing, you're edified. Well, let's go ahead and get into this right quick. This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 9, before we get into it. It's the book of Second Ezra, chapter 9, and verse 1. It says, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself. Okay, this is the time you should be measuring. Excuse me, you should be measuring the time. Okay, you're supposed to be looking at everything that is happening right now, measuring. Okay, measuring what? Okay, everything that's happening. Okay, and seeing how soon our Lord, all right, is going to be here. Okay, Yahweh Shai is on his way. If you see all these different things and all these different events, all right, you should understand and know that Yahweh Shai is on his way. He says, Behold, I come quickly. Okay, this is going to escalate, and Yahweh Shai is going to be here quick. Okay, we're coming to some serious times, man. All these different uproar. You see everything that's happening, man. Everything in the scriptures, okay, is being played out. Okay, so we know that Yahweh Shai is near. Okay, verse 2. I mean, let's go. Let's finish up. It says, "Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made." Come on, man. Come on. We well understand, okay, that this is the time, okay, that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is visiting the earth. You're seeing it. He's showing us the signs. He's visited this world, man. Okay? You can, whew, come on, man. Everything is falling into place. Everything is falling into place. All right, according to prophecy, man. Okay, and that's what you see. All right, we are in the spirit of, man. Okay, the spirit, all right, of prophecy, man. This is the testimony of Yahweh Shai, which is the spirit of prophecy. Okay, it says, Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Yeah, we're gonna get into it. It says, Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, we're seeing earthquakes, man. Okay, we're seeing it everywhere. We don't gotta pull up the it's trackers. Okay, there are hundreds to thousands, all right, a day. Okay, and they are increasing. They're everywhere around the world. It says, and uproars of the people in the world. I just named a few. We're seeing it. We're here in that time. Okay. It says, Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. The Lord is showing us blood moons. He's showing us eclipses. The Lord is showing everything. Okay. He brought us up, all right, from out of the valley of the dry bones. Everything is being manifested as the scriptures talk about. Okay. These be the days of vengeance. Well, let me get that right quick. All right, this is the Lord bringing vengeance upon the earth, man. Um, what is that? 21, Luke 21, and right here, Luke 21 and 22. For these be the days of vengeance. Okay, the Lord's righteous anger, okay, is here on the earth. Okay, you can see He's stirring the minds of the people. It says, For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. So the Lord is bringing it all to come to pass, man. His what it says in Isaiah 55, okay, that His word, okay, shall not go out void. Okay, it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. We hear. Okay, and this is just the lesson going on to the uproars of the people. But look at all the other different things that's happening. The MOTB system, okay, is basically here. The infrastructure is already in place. They just waiting to reset it. They just need the violence and everything to reset it. They need global conflict. You see that's happening right now. Okay, Venezuela, China, Taiwan, Russia, Ukraine. wars, rumors of wars, all these things, okay, are happening. These are the day, all right, these are the days of vengeance, okay? The Lord is bringing, all right, the heat on this place. Let me get this in Matthew. Is it Matthew 10? Matthew 10 and verse 34. But it says, verse 34, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. Okay, so there's not going to be any peace. Ain't going to be no peace. The scripture says there is no peace to the wicked. Okay, so think not that I am come to send peace on the earth. So the Lord is visiting the world. You really think that He's coming with peace? You really think He's coming with peace? No, violence. All right, with what's that? With great violence. That's that great city Babylon have fallen. Just roughly paraphrasing. It says, "Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword." Okay, and a sword is a deletion method. All right, it cuts, plunges. All right, it divides. All right, a sword, man. So it ain't gonna be any peace. Okay, even when you think about a sword, it's not peaceful. All right, you know that it is an instrument. Okay, to delete. You know, I don't want to get the video cut. You should already know what delete is. All right, for you newer members, yeah, y'all hear that out there in the world too, man. All right, so the things that's coming, okay, is going to bring a lot of deletions. Okay, and Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is stirring it up right now, man. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the video.
It's not just one country anymore, which is what a lot of people think. Actually, this whole thing is now a movement and it's growing. So, today we're going to talk about that in this live stream because we often keep seeing now all of these large riots or protests or whatever you want to call them. They're predominantly protests which turn into riots some of the time. And I want to just show you a little bit of context as we go through this. So let's begin with the shared screen here. So you're probably all aware of what's been happening over, well, this was yesterday in Mexico. Some pretty crazy scenes over in Mexico. You got police being dragged out of the crowds. It's just absolute chaos what's going on over there. But this isn't the only thing that's going on. Do you know about what's happening in other places like Bangladesh? Have you seen some... Oh, let's get the sound off. Seen some of the events going on in Bangladesh at the moment. Massive incidents, massive riots in Bangladesh going on. What else have we got? Let's go through a couple more. This was also in Bangladesh. This was after the sentencing, the announcement of the former PM, which we'll talk about in a second. The irony, in fact, let's talk about it now. The irony of this, because she was, friends with Bill Clinton, friends with the European Commission president. They said she was a powerful leader, an amazing woman. And yet, have you seen what's the announcement now? She's been sentenced to death if she ever returns to the country. And it was because of all the incidents and the amount of people that were murdered, the students that were murdered. And it was actually found out. So I've been following the court case a little bit. Not really my kind of interest. Bangladesh, never been there, probably never go there. But I was following the court case a little bit because I was purely interested out of the sort of psychological aspect of it, the geopolitical nature of it. I wanted to understand the process of what happened and how she sort of ordered the police to go in and start shooting and doing all the things that took place. It was a really serious incident because I was looking at that and I was looking at all the others, and I want to just give you a list of how many there have been in a moment. There's been Bangladesh was the big one we've had, and these are all Gen Z or Gen Z if you're from the UK, but we'll say Gen Z. These have all been
And that's what the point I wanted to bring up too. I think I said it earlier. All right. Most of these protests of what you're seeing that's happening around, okay, the world that's happening right now, okay, it's by these Gen Zers, okay, Generation Z. All right. This is that last generation, man. Okay. So they take a lot of things to the street. They're the ones bringing in the civil matters. They're the ones going out there to the streets, man. All right, these are the ones that's fully indoctrinated. Okay, so we're gonna see a lot of these other you know, groups of these different nations, team up as well and stuff with the Civil War. But to really kick a lot of things off, I believe it's going to be with the younger crowd, the Generation Z. Okay, you can look at them. These are all look at our people, monsters in Generation Z. Done. These YNs. All right, all these damn other fucking harlots, mega stallion. Come on, man. Cardi B's. Look, this is that type of all those younger people. That's their generation. That's what they love. They through. Okay. So when they can't get no more food, when they can't get no more what the way of the life that they have, they feel like they're entitled to, they're gonna help burn this bitch down. That's what they're gonna be doing. Okay? We seen it even with the Floyd situation, okay? Burning down buildings, tearing up businesses, all right? Burning up gas stations. Come on, this shit finna get real violent. Okay? It's going to get real violent. Okay? So let's go ahead and play a little bit more.
Z led, which, if you think about the age group, what's that, 18 to 28? Or no, 13 to 28. But predominantly the people on the streets protesting are 18 to 28. We saw, I think we've got the Nepal one here somewhere earlier in the year. Yeah, here we go. We had, remember we talked about the Nepal one. These groups, which were basically students, they overthrew the entire police, military, and the government. They storm the building, they overthrow the government, and now that government is no longer in power in.
So you see what that Generation Z can do? Okay? What you think is going to happen here in the US, man? Okay? So I got a article right here from apnews.com. It says, yeah, it says Generation Z protesters lead global wave of generational discontent. Okay? Discontent. It's a lot. So it says, I'm gonna read, yeah, that's it. I'm just gonna read this three paragraphs. So it says, and this was New Delhi, or New Delhi. AP, it says from the Andes to the Himalayas, a new wave of protest is unfolding across the world, driven by generational discontent against governments and anger among young people. This week, Madagascar's president Andy Rajoelina, it says, was forced out of power and out of the country after a military mutiny, the culmination of weeks of demonstrations led by young protesters referring to themselves as Gen Z Madagascar. It says the rage against the political establishment in the Indian Ocean island country mirrors other recent protests across the world. In countries like Nepal, the Philippines, Indonesia, Kenya, Peru, and Morocco, these protests have been sparked by specific grievances but are driven by long simmering issues like widening inequality. Okay, that's what we're seeing. That's what they're doing. Okay, it says economic uncertainty. We're seeing that. We're in a time of economic uncertainty. It says, you see, they can't even get they can't even get jobs. Come on, man. Corruption. You see, um, uh, 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 you see the thing that's happening with Donald Trump, okay, and the the things that's happening in the news right now with those different emails, okay, and nepotism of leaders. Come on, man. It says, but they have one thing in common, mostly leaderless. They are made up of primarily of young people who brand themselves as Gen Z, defined as those born roughly between 1996 and 2010. 96, I guess, PlayStation and all that came, I'd say around like 98, 99, but shit, 96 and 2010. Yeah. It says the first generation, it says the first generation to grow up entirely in the internet age. You see? These are the people who grew up in the internet age. They was getting programmed by Esau, man. So you can't Generation Z is, hey, that they are lost cause, man. They done. They got to get destroyed, man. Okay, these people are done. They're sick in the mind. Their beliefs is so far gone. Esau got them right where they want them. Okay, and they keep using this stupid paradigm of the left wing, right wing Democratic Party with the Republican Party, and these Gen Z people really believe that. Look at the situation what happened with the CK guy. Okay, and the people had a whole fucking damn ceremony across the world, and it was all of them Jim GZs. Shit, they are gone. So the uproars of the people, man, is happening, man. Okay, but we can see it's by the younger crowds. Okay, so let's go back to the video.
Nepal. And I say this because a lot of times people say, oh, well, these things only happen in certain countries and they're not going to happen, over here in this country and things. You'd be very surprised. These things can happen quite easily. And now in Nepal, there's this interim government in place. So they were appointed on the 12th of September. So not long ago now, just a couple months back. And then there'll be elections in, I think it's March, they're coming up. But if you look through, here's a couple more for you to see. You look at what's happening. I'm trying to build a pattern here for you to show you Bangladesh here. This is some of the things taking place in Bangladesh. These massive. This is in the last 18 hours, by the way. I should probably just clarify. This isn't the one from earlier in the year. This is the last. This is 11 hours ago here. Look what's happening there. There are just huge riots. There's police, there's rioters, it's all kicking off there. All of these different events. Do you remember? I think this was Kenya. I'm pretty sure this was Kenya when the Gen Z took to the streets in Kenya. I mean, look at this. Look what was taking place in Kenya earlier in the year. And I just want to go over a couple more points here with you. Let's just load this up in a second. Yeah, I want to go over the global protest tracker in a moment with you, because this is a really big one, and we'll talk about this global protest tracker in a minute actually. But as always, the best way you can ever protect yourself.
Yeah, I was pretty much on that point. I got to go a little bit more on the next point because it's this damn fucking devils talking about gold and you can get yourself away. Man, come on. There's no way you can get away from the coming chaos, the collapse, okay, and the things of what Yahweh Shem Yahushua has ordained, okay, because it is all a part of prophecy. Okay, and it's happening. Let's get this here. Okay, there's no way that you can say that you can pull back time and this is not gonna no, everything that is written within the scriptures, okay, are being fulfilled. Okay. This is the book of Habakkuk 2 and verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Okay, so we seeing, okay, that the vision, okay, at the end is speaking. Okay, it is not lying. Okay, the vision you see, okay, of what was written through the prophets, okay, telling you, all right, through the scriptures, okay, of the vision, all right, of what they seen, okay, and Ezra's he's seen, okay, a lot of the earthquakes that was happening. He's seen, okay, the uproars of the people. You see, he's seeing the people fighting with swords in their hands, talking about the guns, okay, the sticks, whatever the hell you want to call it, man. People dying in the streets, man. Women running around, scared. Children. Hey, Ezra's seen all that. So the vision of what Ezra's seeing, it is happening right now. We're living in that time. Habakkuk 2 and verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. We are in the last days. We're at the end. Okay, Yahweh second coming is very near and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it. We seeing it right now. Hey, it's at the point. Okay, you can't say that it's tarrying. When I first came into the truth, you'll get a prophecy here. Maybe a couple months go by, another prophecy hit. But now, years later, I'm in this truth. All right, come on, man. Every day is something. Every day. We're not. It's not a span of waiting anymore. It's not in the span of that. No. Every day you wake up, you see it's something new. It's getting to the point to where you're seeing something almost every hour. That's how close we are. It says, and not lie, it says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. See, things is about to speed up. The Lord is shortening the days for the elect's sake, man. Let's get that in Matthew 24. Oh, well, I can get that too. It says Matthew 24, and this is not what I wanted, but I'm just going to read it because I just happen to see it. Matthew 24 and 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. See, this gospel has been preached. Everybody know about the Israelites. Okay, the Lord has gotten the message out there. Okay, to all those who need to hear. The message is out there. So for you, hopefully elect members, man. Okay, if you're not really, you still on the fence about this thing, you just waiting. Hey, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is on his way. We just letting y'all know. The time of y'all, got one foot in the world and one foot in this truth. You may come by, look at these videos here and there. Hey, take heed to the spirit. We know we got a lot of them still out there, dizzy out there in the world. But a great influx is about to come. All right. A great influx is about to come. Okay. Because y'all gonna understand and see who the Lord's men were the whole time. The Lord's making it evident. He's putting a distinction, all right, between his men. You look at all these other different camps, they fucking bugging out, changing up the doctrine. They don't know what the hell is going on. They're not going into prophecy. They're not in the spirit, okay, of prophecy. They want to argue about, oh, look, man, Yahweh Shai is on his way. Man, Yahweh Shai's on his way, and niggas out here still playing. The end is here, man. That's what you come on, man. My channel, GMS, all right. End is nigh 144. Come on, it's here. And you see the picture on there with the icon, with the C hip. Shit, that's here. Matthew 24 and 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. And that's what we seeing happening, man. The Lord is shortening the days. He's shortening the days. Okay. Let's go back into the video. Let me get ready to close out. This is the point that I wanted around, I think it was like 9 minutes. And that's what he was going into a part of a tracker across the whole world. And there's even more protests, United States. Yeah, I guess you got a couple hands off, National Rally for Peace. Those are like little side ones. Let me see what that one was. The one in Turkey, it says May Day protest, which it got the little circle around it, meaning that's I think it's like a danger. Probably shit. It's hot. It says protests against Israeli military strikes, Iran, okay, economy, gender, United Kingdom. Oh yeah, come on, man. So we have protests happening across the four corners of the earth, man. So let me go ahead and play this
These are
video.
what they consider as serious anti-government protests. So there are a lot of them taking place now. But let's just talk about the Gen Z protests then and what's been happening. So Bangladesh was happening now again, but it was the July Revolution that was last year. That was a big one. You had Kenya, Nepal, Madagascar, Morocco, Mozambique, Mexico. These are all in the last year. Mexico, which is the big one at the minute, Peru, Indonesia, the Philippines. And if we look at Bangladesh, what actually happened then, I've got the stats here. The fatalities were hundreds to over 1,000. One Human Rights Council estimated 1,400 were killed, and it's pretty nasty stuff. So we won't go into all the nitty gritty of it, but it was pretty nasty. Kenya was the other one. This was the 2025 Gen Z protest. So what you're noticing the pattern here is it's being led by Gen Z, these 18 to 28-year-olds. And again, we can even break that down further. What is that about? Well, it's about the fact that a lot of it's economical, so they feel they haven't really got much of a future. And of course, when people haven't got much of a future, they will do anything to try and turn that around, especially with all the corruption. And a point we didn't even talk about was Mexico. We'll come back to that in a second. Look at what's happened. Here's out of Euronews. Gen Z protests in Mexico turned violent, leaving over 120 injured. Now, if we look at a couple of lines from this then, it says a peaceful protest by Mexico's Gen Zers ended in violent clashes at the country's national palace on Saturday, leaving 20 civilians and more than 100 police officers injured. The demonstration, which brought together thousands of people in Mexico City, was one of simultaneous marches held in 52 cities. And I want you to get this because I'll explain why in a minute. 52 cities across Mexico, also the United States, Canada, the Netherlands, and Germany. So it was kind of not just isolated to Mexico. So, right, remember, 52. What was this triggered by then? It was triggered by the murder of the mayor Carlos Manzo on the 1st of November. So why was he assassinated? It was because he keeps calling on the federal government to address organized crime, but his requests were ignored. So the president then, Claudia Sheinbaum, called for protests to continue peacefully and rejected violence. Okay, it's a pretty standard thing to say. But she said violence must never be used for change, always peacefully. Well, actually, if you look at some of these countries like Nepal, they were under a really corrupt leadership, and that it went on and on and on. And eventually,
So you can see the connection. Corruption, seeing the things that's going to be happening well within these people's government. Okay, we're seeing that happen right now. Okay, here it is. You got Donald Trump doing all these different things with the government. All right, changing up policies, bringing in military force, changing laws, writing executive orders, and at the same time, okay, he's a he's a felon. Okay, he's a alphabet person. Emails coming out. All right, he's a pedo. Come on, man. These people are going to get. That's why you see them. They will release the Epstein files. Okay, so now we start to see those files released. So now, what is Gen Z getting ready to do? Here it is. He's changing all these policies, and they're not getting him out of the office. And he's doing all these different things concerned with the executive orders, and basically saying, "Fuck y'all." He's arrogant. There's corruption everywhere. They finna take it to the streets, man. So be ready. They make the movie Civil War. Shit, if you ain't watched that movie Civil War, you better watch it. This is what's coming, man. Okay, so the uproars of the people, man, and the connection with Gen Z, man. we're seeing the Lord making moves, man. So hey, man, Lord willing, you was edified from all this lesson. I want to give all honors and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who taught us his truth and who rule well, peace, and safety and citations that they're to you sincere, and you hope for your elect. Scattered abroad across the four winds of this earth. All right, I'm your fellow servant, Mala Akia. Shalom.